Hello everyone, my name is Bizaster and welcome to a short video about Pokemon Legends ZA. So for those unaware, this game was announced a few days ago in February 27th's Pokemon Presents. I really had to contemplate whether or not I wanted to make a video about it, because on one hand I wanted to because I'm really excited for the game, but on the other hand, we barely know anything about it and I already have too many other ideas for videos. But I guess I caved in. Before I get into the grand scheme of things though, please consider liking this video, sharing it, commenting, and especially subscribing. My current goal is to hit 1k subs by the end of the year, so if you could help me out with that, I would be super grateful. But with that said, let's get to the video. So this Pokemon Presents was pretty exciting. It was following an amazing Nintendo Direct that happened a few days ago and... Oh wait, I'm misreading the script. This Pokemon Presents was following one of the worst directs we have ever gotten and ended up being similar to it because of how fucking boring it was to watch. But if I'm being honest, I liked it slightly better than the direct. Don't get me wrong, both of these presentations had their fair, well, small share of exciting announcements. The direct had an announcement of a completely new Monkey Ball game, which I'm super hyped for, and a release date trailer for Fantasy Life I. Yep, those were the only two announcements that I enjoyed. But on the other hand, the Pokemon Presents was much shorter, meaning that I had to sit through less boring-ass dumb shit, and oh yeah, we got a new Pokemon Legends game. But why exactly is this so exciting? To understand that, we'll have to take a look back at 2022's Pokémon Legends Arceus. Here's the thing, I am a massive Pokemon fan. I've played every mainline game except for Black and White and Black and White 2 because I sadly never got around to playing those before my fucking dad made me sell my DS. Sorry, Dad, but I'm still mad about that. Anyways, I've played a fair amount of the spin-offs as well. Hell, I'm even a defender of the modern games in the series, because you know what? Those games are awesome, especially Sun and Moon. But as is the case with everything I love, I'm also very critical of mainline Pokemon games, especially the modern ones. Yeah, I may buy and enjoy almost all of them, but I'd also gladly be the first person to admit that, yeah, these games are not perfect. In fact, they're pretty damn flawed. Glitches, stories that are either bare bones or try to do too much, a severe lack of voice acting, and most of all, repetition, have plagued the mainline Pokemon franchise for years now. And as much as I love these games dearly, I wholeheartedly believe that they could use some work, and especially some change, because I may be easily won over, but there are issues with the core series where I can't be nostalgia blind. And that is where Pokemon Legends Arceus comes in. This game is fucking incredible, like to the point where it blows every other modern Pokemon game out of the water. I'll save my full opinion on Legends Arceus for a full review that I'll make at some point in the future, but let me just say that this might be my favorite Pokemon game ever, or at the very least my favorite modern one. But why is that? Well, it's because it's everything a Pokemon game should be in the 2020s. You don't just catch and battle Pokemon, battle trainers, rinse and repeat. You get to run around, use stealth elements, explore open world environments, and take in the absolutely gorgeous art style and the beautiful aesthetic. You don't just use Pokeballs and full heals, you can use bait to try and skillfully catch certain Pokemon. You can craft shit, including Pokeballs, and it has a twist that's actually really I'm getting ahead of myself. That's not what this video is about. My point is, Pokemon Legends Arceus is incredible. It's one of the best Pokemon games we've had in a while, and it is not appreciated anywhere near enough as it should be. And because of this, it was really exciting seeing a completely new Legends game announced in the Pokemon Presents. Or at least it should have been. The first thing I want to discuss regarding Legends ZA is why I didn't like the trailer. As you guys know, I never complain on this channel, and given how much I absolutely adore Legends Arceus, I should have been ecstatic during this trailer, right? Well, no. Aside from the very, very end of it, I was just confused the whole time. And can you even blame me? It was a minute and a half of cryptic construction blueprints, followed by a title that I was half excited for and half struggling to read. Like, I'm sorry, what's the game called? Pokemon Legends Z? Z-, Z vertically flipped V? I genuinely had to look up the title of the game, which, yeah, that's not a good sign. I should have been excited during the trailer, not confused for most of it. In the trailer's defense, the game is releasing next year, in 2025, more on that later, and they probably didn't have as much to show in terms of actual gameplay. I get it, but if that's the case, maybe they could have just made a clearer trailer instead of trying to be mysterious and cryptic, and while they were at it, they could have made the logo clearer to read. And by the way, I'm not the only one who had these problems, as a lot of other people had the same reactions that I did. But enough about the trailer, because in the end, the potential that this game has to be absolutely amazing very much outweighs my confusion. So let's talk about my thoughts on the actual game, or at least the very little information that has been reported about it so far. So Legends Arceus was set in Sinnoh, the Diamond and Pearl region, while interestingly enough, ZA is going to be set in Kalos, the X and Y region. And I find this too interesting to not talk about. Let me just preface this by saying that this is exciting. Kalos is such a cool location in the Pokemon series, and there's so many things about X and Y as a whole that I love, so I'm unsurprisingly very excited to see what they'll do with it for this game. But my one question is, why? I cannot stress this enough. I am excited as fuck for more info to get released about this game, regardless of whether it comes tomorrow or in 8 months. But I'm just confused as to why Kalos was picked as the location for the second Legends game. Sinnoh was picked for the first game because it coincided with the announcement of Diamond and Pearl's remakes, so wouldn't it have made more sense for it to be Legends Unova or Legends Hoenn, something closer in generation to that game? Or, given how this game is going to be on the Switch, wouldn't it make sense to make Legends Galar or Legends Paldea to be marketed alongside Pokemon Sword and Shield and, Scarlet and Violet? I have 3 guesses as to why the Pokémon Company did this. 1. They're pulling a Nintendo and trying to be completely unpredictable. 2. They're planning to have this release coincide with an X and Y port or remaster, which I'll talk about more in the Hope section. Or 3, the most likely option, they already had a Kalos-related Legends game planned out. In the end, this really does not matter, and like with practically everything I talk about on this channel, I'm looking way too far into this game based off of a mere teaser trailer. But it's something that I'm really curious about, and I hope there's an interview or something at some point soon where they talk about why they chose Kalos. As for the next thing I want to point out about the game, it is releasing in 2025, as in next year, as in we won't be getting this game for a while, and I am extremely happy about that. I think this might be one of the only times I've been excited about having to wait a long time for a game to come out, if not the only time. And why is that? Well, it's because this is exactly what this franchise needs. A break. We do not need a mainline Pokemon game every year, and Scarlet and Violet was perfect proof of that. What is needed is a longer time period to focus on developing one really good game, instead of a clusterfuck of worse and worse ones. Granted, this isn't proof that the series is slowing down. Arlo made a fantastic video about this that inspired me to make this video. Check it out with the link above, where he talks about the possibility of the release date being in 2025 to coincide with the release of a possible Switch 2, which opened my eyes to the possibility that the series, well, maybe isn't slowing down on purpose. But here's the thing, it absolutely could be. We'll just have to wait and see. And my final thought on what little info we know about this game is what it means, which is arguably the most exciting part of all of this. Legends is probably going to be its own Pokemon sub-series. I was so worried that Arceus was going to be its own standalone thing and that we wouldn't see any more of it, but no, that's not the case, and I am so happy. This mere teaser trailer opens up so many possibilities. Could we get Legends games for, well, every generation of the Pokemon franchise? Obviously, all those potential games are very far off for now, but it's just such an exciting prospect. And now, I can rest easy knowing that Legends will, in fact, have at least 2 games, and with the way things are right now, I think all we can do is eagerly anticipate ZA's arrival. I mean, it's following Arceus, which was incredible. What could even go, oh, remember this? Yeah, this was Pokemon's attempt at trying to implement the open world system in Arceus into a mainline game. We don't want this. Here's the thing. Legends becoming its own Pokemon sub-series is exciting, but it is also horrifying. As I said before, I'm a mainline Pokemon game dick rider, but please, fucking please, do not let Legends turn into it. The first game was an incredibly huge step for the franchise, and I don't want it getting stale and buggy already. So my first hope for this game is that they put actual effort into the sub-series, or at the very least, put in enough effort to make it, run well. As for my second hope, I want No, I need this game to have voice acting, and that's an opinion that I think a lot of people will agree with me on. I don't care that I've essentially made an entire video about this before, I will reiterate that until it happens. Pokemon not always having voice acting made sense. When the series first began, the concept of voiced games didn't even really exist yet. But guess what? Neither did the concept of the games having 3D capabilities, and look where we are now. Seeing characters talk with awkward lip flaps and dialogue boxes is weird. You are the largest media franchise in the world, and you can afford voice acting. Thank you. Hope number 3, please let an X and Y port or remaster or whatever happen. Don't get me wrong, there are other games I'd want ported first. Black and White 1 and 2 especially, since they are apparently the best games in the mainline series and just had to be the ones that I missed out on. But come on, a game set in X and Y's universe is coming to Switch. Wouldn't it make sense to, at the very least, just port the games at least? Oh, I said at least twice. Whoops. Anyways, I'm keeping this take in. I've been 3DS-less for over 5 years now, and I just want to experience these games again. So, Pokémon Company, if you could stop blueballing us with clips from Black and White and Black and White 2, knowing damn well you're not planning on bringing them to the Switch anytime soon, and, announce an X and Y port, that would be great. Thank you. And speaking of the X and Y experience, hope number 4. Please, please, please let this game have at least some of X and Y's charm. I'll be honest, out of the 3 3DS Pokemon games, X and Y is my least favorite, but something the game has over the other 2 are the Easter eggs in Lumiose City. The weird cryptic-ass sign in the train station is a great example, and the multiple instances of the Ghost Girl come to mind. Especially the latter, because believe me when I say that seeing that shit at night when I was like 10 years old made me afraid of going to sleep. I'm not asking for these exact moments to be in ZA. In fact, please don't put them in ZA, that would be lazy as hell, but weird and creepy hidden elements being in the game would be so fucking cool, especially given how the game takes place primarily in a pre-development Lumiose City. Which brings me to hope number 5. Please don't let the entire game actually just take place in past Kalos' variant of Lumiose City. One of the best parts of Arceus is the sprawling, varying open world. Please don't take that away from this game. And lastly, we have now reached my 6th and final hope for Pokemon Legends ZA. So far, at least. Please don't make the announcement trailer for the potential next Legends game frustratingly confusing, and don't stuff it at the end of a boring-ass presentation. Thank you. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Pokemon Legends ZA. For now. But before you go, I want to know, which Pokemon region would you like the next Pokemon Legends game to take place in? And what would you want it to be like, and why? I know hyping myself up for a potential 3rd game in this sub-series before the second one has even been fully revealed is a terrible idea, but I really want to see your thoughts, so comment them down below. Personally, I'd love to see Legends Alola, alongside a Sun and Moon port, of course, because, I love that game. Yeah, I know people have mixed feelings about Sun and Moon, but come on, how cool would it be to have a Legends game where you get to traverse islands across a vast ocean, Wind Waker style? I hope that you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and if you did, then once again, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and all that stuff. I'll make more videos on Pokemon in the future, and if you want a break from videos about Pokemon, I make videos about other games too, as well as anime, music, and more. And of course, comment below to tell me what you think would be a cool idea for a Legends game. I hope to see you in the next one, but until then, bye!